Okay, so as promised, here is part 2. I've got a nice recipe for a mascarpone Mars bar cheesecake for you guys. Um, so to start with, you're going to want to get your cheeses out of the fridge, make sure they're warmed up. So we need 2 bars of cream cheese as well as the mascarpone. Preheat the oven to 325 Fahrenheit. We're going to take 42 grams of butter and we're just going to melt that. You can use a pot or the microwave is fine. 9-inch springform pan, just wrap the bottom with aluminum foil. And we're going to pour melted butter into chocolate cookie crumbs. So we want 3/4 of a cup, about 180 milliliters, and just mix that well. So this is going to form the crust of our cheesecake. So you just want to press that into the bottom of your springform pan, and make sure it's nice and even. And once your oven's preheated, you can pop that in there for about 10 minutes. Now we're waiting. We're going to weigh out 400 grams of mascarpone. And I like to just cut up the cream cheese. You can see it's pretty soft, but I only have a hand mixer, not a stand mixer, and I actually broke the attachments once, so it's good that it's soft. So add a cup of sugar. And we're going to separate 4 eggs. So normally cheesecake, you just dump the whole egg in. But mascarpone is nice and light, so I want to lighten the cake up a little bit. So I'm actually separating the egg whites out. We're going to turn it into meringue, like so. And we'll fold the meringue in at the end to give it a little bit of a more airy texture. Then we're going to need some lime or lemon juice. And you can put that right in. You're going to want about 10 milliliters of lemon or lime juice. We're going to add some vanilla extract, 15 milliliters, 1 tablespoon. And then with a stand or a hand mixer, we're just going to make sure everything is nice and well mixed. It should be a nice smooth mixture, so you can see there. And you can see when I can smooth that with a spatula and it looks uniform. There's no lumps or anything. Everything's well mixed. We'll add our separated egg yolks. And then, again, mix with the mixer to make sure everything is well blended. And again, with a spatula, you can see there's no little bits of egg or anything. It's nice and smooth. Then, we're going to fold in our egg whites. So to start, we're going to sacrifice about 1/3 of the egg whites. We're just going to mix that into the cake batter. The reason we do this is just to lighten it up so it's easier to fold. So you can just mix in about 1/3 of it. And then we can dump the rest in. And then now here we're going to carefully fold it. We want it to be well mixed. We don't want any pockets of meringue in it. But we don't want to overmix it. We want to keep those air pockets in the meringue so the texture is light. So pull up the cake batter from underneath and just flip it over to the top, press it down, and just repeat until it's well blended. So you can see it's nice and uniform there. And then we're going to pour this into our springform pan. And you can use pretty much any size pan as you want that will fit. Here I've used a 9-inch. And then it's pretty thick, so we'll give it a little shake just to spread it across the pan evenly. And then you can just smooth the top with a spatula. And then we're going to pop it in the oven. But first we're going to put it in a water bath, just to keep the bottom from browning. It only needs a couple centimeters of water. Pop in the oven for about an hour. It might take a little bit longer, but when it's done, you should be able to jiggle it. It should still be a little jiggly in the middle, but the rest should be pretty firm. Leave it in the oven another hour. Then take it out, and we're going to run a mantle spatula around the edge. And then it goes in the fridge overnight. So this is how we do the topping. And you can top with all sorts of things. Chocolate ganache is great. Fruit fillings. I mean, it's a cheesecake. Everything goes with cheesecake. So here I've got some frozen Mars bars, and they kind of go everywhere when you chop them, if you pull them right out of the freezer. So first, use a big knife and let it thaw a little bit. And to hold it to the cake, we're going to make a caramel sauce. So a cup of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, and 1/2 cup of water. We heat this up on medium, just stir to dissolve. And once everything's dissolved, stop stirring. it will slowly darken as it starts to caramelize. When it's about this color, it should be a deep amber. It should be smoking just a little bit. Is the perfect time to take it off. And because we don't want hard caramel, we're going to pour water in it to make sure it's a syrup. So be careful, it will splatter. So you're going to want to add about a half a cup of water. And this is what the cake looks like after we've taken it out of the fridge. You can see it's not sticking to the rim at all, and there's no cracks on the surface. So that's perfect. Then we're just going to put our Mars bar chunks on top. And we'll pour our caramel syrup over. You want to make sure you let the caramel syrup cool a bunch. It should still be quite liquidy, otherwise it's going to form a hard topping. They'll be difficult to cut. So this is the final product. I tried it. I think it's great, and I hope you do too. Thanks for watching.